Where do I even begin? Let's start with Natalia. I'm almost shocked to say it, but she's not as unbearable as she used to be. I mean, who saw that coming? And then there's Drew. The man is practically obsessed with Willow now. It's bordering on creepy. Like, could he be any more obvious about it? It's a little disturbing. As for Chase, I'm still a fan of his, but can we please talk about how much time he's wasting trying to win Willow's approval? Dude, you have a wife. Maybe try spending some time with her instead of constantly playing hero for Willow. She's really not worth it. Now, Curtis and Nina teaming up against Drew. That's the kind of alliance I'm here for. Seriously, can they just take him down already? The suspense is killing me. I'm not even surprised by the pregnancy storyline anymore, though. I had a feeling it would somehow circle back to Chase. Lois and Brooklyn kept saying how everything was normal and fine with the pregnancy, so naturally, here comes the twist. But what's bothering me is how the writers seem to be pushing Willow and Chase together over this development. Is this where we're headed now? Is Chase just another guy for Willow to conquer? I swear, they're turning this into another Chase and Brooklyn drama, just like with Molly and TJ. It's starting to feel a bit too predictable and unnecessary. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Right, Drew should totally be in Washington doing his job, but wait, he's a politician. So that probably explains why he's nowhere near it. Feels bad for Chase though. Hopefully, someone gets around to telling Willow that her mom slept with Drew. That little bombshell really needs to come out, like, now. And speaking of Willow, can we just agree that Lucy is definitely going to spill the beans to Sidwell about Sunny being in LA? Someone really should have warned Natalia that Lucy's a walking gossip column. I'm honestly just waiting for Willow to get the news about Drew and her mom. Nina is an idiot for not telling her already. And Drew? The guy is getting creepier by the second. I swear, he's on the verge of a full-on mental breakdown. I had to laugh when Anna told Jason to let her do her job. Yeah, sure, let her work until the next time she's in over her head and suddenly needs Jason to clean up her mess. Lucy and Ava are seriously playing with fire. Sidwell's got some dark plans that definitely don't bode well for poor Charles. I'm starting to think he's the one who planted that bomb in Sunny's penthouse. Maybe he's eyeing Sunny's turf, and that's not a good sign for anyone. So here's what I'm really hoping happened. All these shows we're watching now were filmed before Leslie died. Because honestly, if they weren't, I'm going to need some serious explanations. I really think Frank had to know Leslie wasn't doing well. The blogs, Twitter, all the chatter says they were in constant communication, so there's that. What I really want to believe is that all the random mentions of Monica were leading up to a big Zoom call. You know, the one where Monica goes, "I've met someone. I've moved to the South Seas," or wherever Robert and Holly decided to disappear to. And then she's like, "Take care of my house for the next generation, Tracy. Bye, have great lives." Hopefully, that was recorded before the inevitable, or at least let it be a speakerphone moment with someone else doing the talking. Oh, and then there's this lovely rumor I read. Apparently, the show plans to send Monica off-screen via death. Because clearly, that's the best way to say goodbye to a character. They've been mentioning her illness lately, which is probably their subtle way of explaining why she's been MIA for ages. And, of course, in some other speculation I came across, they think they'll wait to offer for a while, just like they did with Jackie Zeman. They're probably going to drag it out. Bobby's send-off was 8 months after Jackie's death, so let's hope the writers know how to do a send-off for a legacy character like Monica. Honestly, though, what's the point in keeping Monica around? Sure, maybe they could stretch out a few more years of her not being on screen, but people die, right? It happens. Why not just write it into the show? They mention her constantly, but we haven't actually seen her in forever. except for the odd reference here and there. Let's just have the family come together for a goodbye. Perfect time to bring in Dylan, Sky the baby, and a few others for the send-off we all deserve. Where are Olivia and Leo? Good question. Tracy's always going on about the children of the house, but Leo never seems to make the cut. Not once has he been spotted in the stables hanging out with Cody and James. As for Olivia, her role in the whole Willow and Drew debacle pretty much dropped off the radar after that video aired. What's her excuse for being MIA while Wiley and Amelia were being hidden from Willow? And does she have anything to say to Drew's dumb face? Or is she up in her room, playing nurse to Monica? Well, as it turns out, Olivia does make an appearance in today's episode, so at least there's some closure on that front. Leo, though, no clue. The guy's practically a ghost. Maybe the actor just isn't available, who knows? It's like they forgot he existed. Bring back Aunt Liesel. Because honestly, Drew didn't save Willow, Liesel did. She was the one who saved Willow's life, not him. So maybe we should just send Drew packing and have Liesel come back, because you know she'd be fuming over all this nonsense going on. And just imagine, what if Dr. Obrecht somehow landed a job at that burn clinic in Germany where Michael is? Now that would be something. Oh, and as for Drew claiming he founded or built from the ground up Aurora Media, please. It was sold or gifted to him by Julian and Sam, already an established media company. Sure, he's made some tweaks and expanded the brand, but let's not pretend he started it from scratch. And seriously, Drew's amnesia is getting ridiculous. It's making him unbearable to watch at this point. Drew claiming he founded Aurora is absolutely wild. I mean, it used to be that Aurora was a company Sam and Jason ran together in honor of their legacy, passed down from Julian to Sam, and by default, to Drew, who everyone, including Drew, thought was Jason at the time. Then Sam, not really into the whole business thing, handed it over to him. But now, out of nowhere, Drew keeps insisting he founded it. Because that makes so much sense, right? I just don't get it. If it was truly about Scout and honoring what her parents did with her grandfather's company, fine, that's a reasonable attachment. But Drew constantly claiming he founded it just feels delusional, or maybe the writers are rewriting history to make him seem more important than he actually was. What a surprise. And don't even get me started on the total lack of respect Drew has for Jason. Like, everything Drew has in his life is because of Jason. He wouldn't even have Scout if Sam hadn't mistaken Drew for Jason in the worst storyline ever written. Seriously, that whole plot was a mess. Michael hit the nail on the head when he pointed out that Aurora's success has nothing to do with Drew. He ran Aurora for, what, less than 2 years, and not even by himself. He started the company with Sam, then sold off the print division to Jax, and poof, suddenly he was only running the digital side of things. Then he disappeared. Meanwhile, Michael and Jax kept things running without him. Jax eventually left, and Michael stepped up, again doing all the heavy lifting. Drew wasn't even around long enough to make any lasting impact before the SEC mess forced him to step aside. And now, after getting out of prison, Drew doesn't even stick around long enough to get his hands dirty again before eyeing a whole new career path. He hands over the CEO chair to Curtis, and off he goes to chase his congressional dreams. What a ride! Other opinion time. I actually love Christina. It's such a relief to finally see her have a purpose beyond being the perpetual scapegoat for everything that goes wrong. Honestly, it was refreshing to watch her and Lucky working together. It's about time she had her moment. And let's be real, I'm so glad Willow's taken over the role of public enemy #1. With that, the Christina hate seems to have cooled off. As for the actress playing Christina, I think she's way more compelling than the one playing Willow. Go ahead, downvote me, but I'm holding out hope that it's Christina's time to shine. I don't have anything against Christina. Most of the time, I actually like her. But Molly? she really grinds my gears. She's stuck rehashing the same tired, I'm a neurotic mess, but still a great lawyer thing, and it's just so played out. As for the whole my baby Adela bit, I could do without it. But in a better written world, that could have actually been a deep dive into postpartum depression and the toll all the trauma Christina's experience took on her. Too bad we're not getting that. Now, the dynamic between Lucky and Christina? Honestly, I think it's a lot of fun. Maybe not in a romantic sense. I'm still pretty sure LO2 is being set up as the ultimate endgame. But seeing them work together at the bar feels like a nod to the golden days of Luke's jazz club and his friendship with Sunny. That said, the one thing holding me back from fully embracing Christina is the way she treats Molly. Like she's never once apologized for telling Molly she didn't consider her a mother to Irene. She keeps calling Irene Adele, even though Irene's name is on the birth certificate and tombstone. And now, even as she agrees with Alexis that it was all just an accident, Christina hasn't really addressed the pain and betrayal she's caused Molly. And yet Molly still comes running to her and Alexis whenever there's a crisis. The whole thing just feels off. Does anyone else feel like Willow is getting off way too easy? After she cheated on Michael and weaponized his proxy, it's like everyone's pretending nothing happened. Sure, Joss and Sasha called her out, but where was Michael's family? Sonny, Jason, Carly, all of them were practically handing Willow a free pass. Carly can't stand a lot of people, but she barely batted an eye at Willow. And remember when Willow defied everyone to see Michael, even though he wanted Sasha? Carly just let it slide. I'm just saying, I want Carly to get dirty. Let's have someone drop that sex tape in a fit of rage. Not Lulu being all give Willow her kids back. Like, excuse me, Willow hasn't earned them. Tracy at least gave her some grief, but even she held back on what she could really do. And don't even get me started on Brooklyn and Chase. Seems like they're just okay with Willow's mess, like cheating and using the proxy are no big deal. Am I the only one who thinks Willow's behavior is being completely brushed off? I'm practically screaming internally. Okay, not really, but you get it. Wondering why she's getting this VIP treatment. Everyone was quick to judge Carly, Ava, Nina, Elizabeth, all for doing the same kinds of things Willow's done. But with Willow, suddenly it's all, oh, it's Drew pulling the strings, or poor Willow, it's really Drew's fault. No, honey, she's just as guilty and deserves to face the music like anyone else. I want a full-on public takedown. Think Lulu versus Liz in 2010, except this time, I want a whole crowd watching. People can give her all the free passes they want, but I'm not having it. That's why I'm Team Tracy. She's my spirit animal right now. Tracy's the one in Mortal Kombat screaming, "Finish her," and I am here for it. Willow hasn't faced enough heat in my opinion. She holds all the cards right now, but people forget Tracy's called her out, and that was a sweet moment. But at the same time, Willow's clearly not the person she was before Drew got his hooks in her. Now she's just playing this strategic game, with Drew throwing his weight around to punish everyone who's not on their little team. Willow needs to be held accountable, and I'm waiting for that to happen in a big way. You know, the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that Cody and Brooklyn had some kind of past. I'm talking about that whole love-hate dynamic from when they were kids. She liked Dante, they fought, drama ensued, boom, classic hate-turned-love storyline. And then, surprise, she ends up pregnant. But of course, she never told Cody. Because, much like Molly, she didn't exactly believe in his ability to handle anything, let alone fatherhood. But imagine if Cody had known he was a father. Maybe he wouldn't have fallen into the gambling pit. A kid could have actually changed him, but who's thinking about that? People will probably still ship Dante and Brooklyn, but here's the kicker. Cody and Brooklyn definitely have a thing. It's just so embarrassing to them, they won't even admit it. It's like they're playing the world's worst game of Do I Know You? Honestly, I'd prefer to see Cody with Lulu or Molly. At least with them, he'd have a shot at real happiness. But I can totally picture Brooklyn using him for her own purposes. Maybe she figures she'll get pregnant by him, all to erase his gambling debt, thinking he'll somehow knock her up. Then Lulu or Molly finds out, and the fireworks begin. Either way, drama's coming. Oh, and you know Dante's going to find out somehow. That's when the whole Cody's got a kid he doesn't know about bomb drops. Classic Brooklyn, right? Keeping secrets because she's just so trusting. Or maybe she'll go the artificial insemination route and just pay Cody to be her donor, thinking she can get him to cover her bases while Chase thinks it's his sample. You can't make this stuff up. And speaking of retcons, so now we're supposed to believe that Cody, Dante, and Brooklyn all went to the same camp years ago, even though we literally saw Brooklyn meet Cody after his famous parachute dive into the Metro Court pool. Oh, and let's not forget that Sonny, who had no idea Dante was his son for decades, paid for Gio's lessons and tuition. And Gio calls him Uncle Sonny. Makes perfect sense, right? Yeah, sure, I can roll with a retcon here and there if it pushes the plot along. But these are just glaringly ridiculous when you look at their pasts. But hey, it's GH, right? The writers are gonna do what they do best. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.